Everyone's a genius until it's time to prove it. Welcome to 277 Broadcast, where we don't worship brilliance, we interrogate it. Today's episode asks a question that sounds simple, but carries centuries of confusion, projection, and bullshit. What is a genius? And maybe more importantly, why do we keep pretending we know? You hear the word everywhere. Chaplin was a genius. Freud was a genius. Nietzsche was a genius. Jobs, Einstein, John Lennon, David Bowie. Sure, maybe. But based on what exactly? Do they solve impossible equations? Do they see reality through another dimension? Or are they just lucky enough to be weird at the right time in history? Oppenheimer flirted with communism and quoted Sanskrit while inventing a bomb. Nietzsche died mad. Freud invented an entire discipline from dream interpretation and cocaine. Michael Jackson. Was he a genius or a haunted spectacle? Steve Wozniak built computers. Steve Jobs sold them like prophecy. So, which one's the genius? What about Bowie, or Prince, or Elon Musk for that matter? Is he a genius, or just the final boss of Reddit comments? The word has lost all meaning. We call people geniuses for inventing pasta shapes. We give the label to billionaires, to comedians, to anyone who isn't boring for 5 minutes. But if everyone's a genius, then no one is. And yet, we still need the idea. Because genius is seductive. It makes us believe someone knows, that someone somewhere is ahead. Let's talk about the real anatomy of a genius. Cognitive complexity. A mind that sees the world in strange, layered, contradictory ways. Obsessive production. Geniuses don't dabble. They drown. Alienation. They don't fit. Not neatly. Not comfortably. Narrative luck. Someone has to tell their story after they die and make it sound like myth. But let's be real. We mock geniuses while they're alive. We call them weird, arrogant, delusional. Then we frame them in gold once they're gone. We idolize their brains, but ignore their politics. We love their work, but wouldn't invite them to dinner. We simplify them into slogans. We forgive them their madness, as long as it's sold well. In pop culture, we confuse fame with genius every day. Look at someone like Jimmy Fallon. Beloved, hugely popular, but is he a genius? Of course not. He's the emotional wallpaper of America. He's designed to be liked, not to be dangerous. A genius doesn't ask for your approval. They confront, disturb, and sometimes offend, or at least that's what we might think. So what are we left with? A word that means everything and nothing. A pedestal we no longer know how to use. A concept we both mock and miss. The truth? We don't really want to define genius. We want to feel it. We want it to explain something, anything, about the mess we're in. And that's the real point of this episode. Not to crown new geniuses, but to admit that the crown is cracked, blurry, and maybe imaginary. Subscribe to 277 Broadcast, where the world makes no sense, but we still show up to narrate it. And remember, if you have to call yourself a genius, you probably just peaked in high school.